Hello, and welcome to the Creative Mindset Podcast. My name is Isolde Trachtenberg, and I am thrilled to welcome you. This show is about vision and tactics. We will discover practical techniques to develop your vision of your creativity. We'll also discuss techniques to find the mental and emotional space, as well as the inspiration to create. And then we'll explore what it takes to spread the word about your creations so you can live your best and most creative life. Today's creative life has been a little slower than usual. Meditation has happened, writing in my journal has happened, but I'm taking the morning to care for myself, and that's something I want to sort of talk to you about. As creative people, we are often told that we are, by our natures, more sensitive. Now, what does more sensitive mean? Are we more able to sense things around us? Like, our senses more acute? Do we, if we're visually oriented people as creatives, do we sense colors better, or can we differentiate between or among colors better? Are we more affected by them? If we're more auditorily oriented, do we hear things better, or do we distinguish them better, or are we more sensitive to loud noises or repetitive ones? What is it that explains the, sensitive artist stereotype? And if it is not just a stereotype, if it is a truth, what does it mean? What does it mean that a creative person might be more sensitive, might have more acute senses? And that could be the, taste, touch, smell, etc., vision, all of that. Or it could be on an emotional or psychological or intellectual vein. So if you are a sensitive person, a sensitive creative, you are able to sense better or more acutely, then your emotions might be closer to the surface because you are more sensitive in that way as well. And how much, as a creative person, do you owe yourself to protect yourself? It's a good question, right? As a creative person, and I'm going to assume you're all creative in one way or another because I think we all are. What do you owe to yourself? What kind of protection? What kind of balms? What kind of shields? What kind of, protection is the best word. Do you owe yourself from either the outside world or pain or anything in order to be able to create? Now, there are some that say that artists must suffer for their art, that the most creative people are often depressed or distressed or have psychological duress. I had no idea that would rhyme. Sorry about that. But that their lives are more arduous and that their creativity is made better or elevated somehow because they suffer. I don't know if that's true. I gather some are that way, probably. I think we can all be stupendously creative, even if our lives are quite joyful. And in fact, I think joyful art can be just as amazing as suffering art, if you will. So what do you owe yourself? As far as I'm concerned, I owe myself good sleep. I owe myself meditation. I owe myself, good nutrition, and I owe myself gratitude. In other words, I think that one of the best things that I, as a creative person, can do can keep staying in on the plane of gratitude. The more grateful I am for what I have, whatever that is, the less energy I take and waste on things I can't control, right? There are certain things I can control, things I can't control. But as a creative being, I owe it to myself to keep most of my energy reserved for creativity. And if that's the case, I liken it to a stream. I wrote this in my journal today, and I want to share it with you all. when a stream comes upon a rock, it doesn't try to push the rock down. It doesn't try to go through the rock. It doesn't try to disintegrate the rock. Rather, it flows around the rock and it keeps going towards its goal. And I think that is one of the most important things that we can learn as creatives, that if we're going to reach our creative goals, we can't afford to stop to push at those rocks of sorrow or depression. Instead, we can thrive.
Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and please tell your friends about the community we're building here. Today's episode was produced by Isolde Trachtenberg and is copyright Isolde Trachtenberg 2019. Today's music was from Kevin MacLeod, Laser Groove, and Ave Marimba, brought to you by Creative Commons License 3.0. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, I send you all of my love.